Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brother Earth Healing. It's great to have you. Today, we're going to be doing our reading around water energies, and just maybe directed a little bit more for water signs. Although not really, just might be particularly helpful for water signs and resonate in a way that might be more, easily understood by water signs. But please stick around if you feel called to this video, as we all have water energy in us and all around us, this fluid and flowing energy. The way I do these readings is, when I do, our air reading is really kind of diving into the mental space. Our earth reading is and also into those energies in general. Earth reading is very much about, diving into messages for, our daily lives and for our physical, everything that's going on in the physical world here. Water energies, when we do water sign videos, are very much for, the emotional space, and also energy in general, what the energy is like in and around us as well. And our fire sign videos are very much about like life force, or the driving forces, the driving forces, as well as actions and things that are in motion in that way. Passion is, I think, a good word to describe that. So anyway, welcome. My name is Brother Earth, and I'm an intuitive healer. I'm also a former Buddhist monk with the Thich Nhat Hanh community, and I'm also a medium and a channel. So I will be offering channeled messages today, again, for water energies and signs and the emotional space. We're gonna just go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna offer some energy to help us settle into the space. Some prayers, and then we will get started with our reading from there. If you do resonate, I'd love the support. I'd love support from you guys. If you could like the video and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be super wonderful. Feel free to reach out as well if you're interested in working with me privately, doing healing work, any kind of channeling services that you might need, or feel free to also just reach out to say hi, and happy to have a conversation. Leave a comment down in the description, and happy to also connect you guys with groups that would be supportive, or other resources. So just reach out. So I'll invite you to just settle down, settle in. And I'll invite you to just return to your breathing. Just do your best to relax wherever you are. Relax and receive. I'll invite you to turn your attention to your mental space. Recognize what's arising in your mind, how it feels, how your head feels, physically as well. And I'll invite you to, gently, we'll set an intention to settle the mind. Settle the mind, open the mind to receive what we need to receive today with clarity. And I'll invite you now to drop down into your heart space, becoming aware of what's alive in your emotions, your emotional body. How does your heart feel? And without too much judgment, let's set an intention to settle our emotions and open our hearts to receive what we need to receive today. Great. So today I'd like to offer thanks, big gratitude for ancestors, teachers, guides, angels, everyone offering love and support in these times. I'd like to ask for assistance, for some support in offering messages of healing and guidance for all of us today. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Great. So I actually, this is a little bit of a take two of this video. So I already have our little 3 pillars set up for our reading today. So I do a little bit of a 3-pillar reading. Excuse me. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. It was funny, before I started initially, I felt like a lot wanted to come through, and I was thinking of just channeling for you guys, but maybe I'll leave that for another time. I'm gonna offer yeah, some messages through these 3 little pillar cards here. So let's get started. The first one that came out was peace. I feel like this has been a bit of a struggle for us, right? That makes sense, yeah. It's been, I think that there's been a lot of confusion, that the confusion is what is disrupting our peace, is what's coming through. And the message is, the message that's coming through is that you don't need anything to be peaceful. Peace actually lives in you. It actually lives in you. And it's not something that can like be taken away from you, in a sense. Even if it's something, even if you're not feeling very peaceful. And that's something that's really beautiful to remember, right? That there's never a lock on that door, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, very, very beautiful, very reassuring. I think that's what we all need to hear right now, and what we need to remember, right? Yeah, and just a reminder too that that some of us have dedicated ourselves to developing strong relationships with guides and teachers up there that support us. Maybe not more directly, but in such a way that we're able to be more clear and really hear when the messages are transmitted, right, are given. Some of us are just kind of born with that ability, that are born with a very, very strong link. So we don't have to make as much of an effort. So everybody is in a different place with all of our different abilities, which we all have, and are all capable of developing. But the thing to remember that wants to kind of come through for everybody is that, yeah, like that it's always there. It's always there. And whenever we decide that it's time for us, and that we're able to, we really truly believe and know that, and believe that, we're able to, if we try, to connect, that is always there. And to, yeah, ask for support if you feel that you need it. In developing your continued development and connection. Yeah, otherwise just ask, just ask and find some time to sit. Integrity. Oops, excuse me. Ooh, fumbling with this card, which is really interesting because that's immediately what came through, what came up, is that there's also a struggle for integrity. Not only the integrity of like the institutions that we're used to here, but that is very much a mirror for our internal, right, self, right, for what is being experienced and what is happening internally, is that this real struggle with confronting, wow, how have I contributed to all this? Where have I faltered in my integrity? Where have I allowed myself to slip, right? And that's definitely a big one. And what I'm hearing is something that is going to be difficult for us to, for our minds to kind of get around. But yeah, it's essentially just hearing like, you know, it's not something to blame yourself for. This is not something to, this is a process, right? Blame is not part of the healing process of this. It's about the recognition and the transformation and the recognizing not only where we maybe have transgressed in these ways, but also or where we lack, but recognizing our incredible, the incredibly potent, or the incredible energy and opportunity, and the preciousness of that, in recognizing that seed in us, the seed of integrity that is in us, right? That what we are capable of, right? The amazing amount of integrity we are capable of, and that we have the ability to embody, right? And to grow. Yeah, and so that is really very much the point, right? It's not to be stuck in the other side of that, in the blame game of that, right? Although we should, again, recognize, right? The recognition and the awareness is very important, without putting aside the judgment, right? That's the hard part for us a lot of the time. The next one is strength. I think it takes a lot of strength to do all this work, right? It takes a lot of strength to do, to look at that, to look at the reality, at the truth. So let me go a little deeper as to what the message here is really. Huh, interesting. You'll know it when you see it. You know it when you see it in yourself. I think this is speaking to a lot of us having a hard time, right, with our strength, which I think, which came out in the, actually before I started recording this. I think we're just having a hard time finding our strength, right? Yeah, and it's just one of those. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those situations where, again, it's not something that can be taken out of us. With all of these things, our peace is not something that can be taken out of us. Our integrity is not something that can be taken out of us, right? Our strength is not something that can be taken out of us, even if it's, but understanding the conditions of why we are not experiencing an embodiment of these qualities, the conditions, that is the important part. And then when we recognize that, creating the conditions in our lives, in our own personal practice, and energetically, right? Alivening that energetically, which doesn't require any physical action, right? With the power of thoughts and the mind, and many other ways, right? Sound, many other ways, as in, like, music, in terms of like peace, and strength, right? There's many powerful tools that we can use to enliven these energies within us. I think another message that's coming through is that in these times, this strength is so important to have. It's important to have strength and integrity and peace. These are all very important things that we need to focus on harnessing in this time right now. I'm going to go and start pulling some tarot now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually just going to pull from the top now. So please give me 3 cards from the top. I'm going to shuffle 2 more times. Thank you. And let's cut. There we go. Okay. interesting and beautiful. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and, sorry y'all. Sorry about that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and dissect this. Not really dissect, we're just gonna go ahead and let's just channel it. That's easier. Under peace was the Seven of Cups reversed. The message seems very clear, like without even asking, you know, my guides and stuff. The energy is very clear. We are seeing past the illusions. So what are these illusions that we're seeing past? The illusion, one of the primary ones is the illusion of our abilities, right? Of our limitations. The illusion that we are limited in the ways that we think we are. There are many, many illusions that we are in the process individually as well as collectively of that the lifting of the veil is what is occurring for both us individually and collectively, and it's a really beautiful, beautiful thing that in really asking and in this genuine effort to have an open mind and an open heart to those possibilities, to seeking the truth, right? This is very much, the Seven of Cups, you know, right now is showing up very much in such a way. Not only does it reversed right now come to me as, you know, showing me that this is what the process is, and also just seeing and feeling that happening, but also in a way where it's offering a perspective into how deep this illusion is. It's a very extreme, it's a very, very potent disillusionment, for sure. And I think that that is one of the reasons why it's been very difficult to feel at peace in these times for many. I think another key to this is, again, having a truly open mind and an open heart to really not cling to what we might have thought in the past was our ideology, was the truth, you know. But having a very open mind and heart in these times is very much the key to our peace. And when we are peaceful, that means that we are still and calm and normally open and receptive, right, to the truth. And so these are all very much things that play into each other and that offer each other that offer together a very solid foundation for moving forward as things, you know, seem to continue to get crazier and crazier, you know, in the world, and especially in our country right now, the United States. Next, integrity. We have the Emperor. Very, very interesting imagery. Yeah, I'm gonna do something that I don't normally do. But it's very, this card is very, very interesting for many, many reasons. The main one that seems very blatant to me is I immediately, you know, saw, you know, Donald Trump in this card, which is really interesting. Not just the colors, but the energy, really the energy. And Donald Trump has not been somebody who I have supported, you know, or feel very energetically aligned with in any way, any way, to be honest. But yeah, with a lot that has been coming out, you know, particularly with the World Economic Forum last year, and Yeah, just seeing the incredible amount of, and reflecting on the incredible amount of deceit, in our, in our world. I think that there are some very interesting things at play that require us to be very open-minded to, yeah, and require us to really take a second look at what we believe, and what we believe as the truth, and what we accept as the truth. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. I'm gonna go ahead and channel a little bit for this. I think this will be probably pretty important. I'm hearing a few things. You never know every piece of the puzzle has its place. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of an immense amount of confusion. The energy feels blocked around this, frankly. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and move on for now, but I will definitely get back to this once we kind of have a little bit more pieces of the puzzle. The card that came under Strength was the Page of Wands. There's no one that is going to lead you there. But yourself. Having the compass is key. And it's really interesting because, again, it's tying very deeply back into our this reality of the fact that we are this garden, right? We have these seeds. We have all of these seeds. We have the seed of peace, the seed of integrity, the seed of strength. And in a big way, these energies in themselves are the compass. When we are feeling a certain way, when we are feeling, a negative emotion, that is in itself showing us where we are, right? In the same way that when we feel positive emotions, when we feel clear, that in itself is also the compass. It shows us where we are. It's like an emotional compass, right? And you are the only one that's, that will lead you there. I think that was what came out. No one else is going to lead you there. I think, it's you. And I think that very much this is about developing that relationship with yourself in that way, developing that relationship with your emotions in such a way that isn't condemning, that isn't, is seeing them as what they are, your compass, right? These aren't things that just arise and, we react and we, that is not the function, the purpose of why we have emotions. it isn't the purpose of emotions even to splurge into feeling good feelings, right? They are our compass for our awakening. That is what they are. And strength plays a key role in this recognition, because we are being, this process that we are experiencing is so trying in many ways, so trying. It is trying in the mind, in this confusion, in a lack of understanding, and it is trying in our heart space and emotionally, and so our strength in many ways comes from this clarity and this knowing, and having a system and a way, and beyond a belief, it's beyond a belief, it's beyond a trust, beyond trust, really. It's just the connection to who we really are, and the connection to that clarity, right? Yeah. And yeah, I mean, what we're experiencing just requires a lot of strength, and will continue to require a lot of strength. And so some of us may be playing catch up. I think all of us in many ways are playing catch up, right? So yeah, so let's go ahead and really use the information that we're getting, use our own personal compasses, yeah, to really know that we are to guide ourselves, right? To guide ourselves, and to help to guide others, right? Yeah. Yeah. And again, there is confusion here. There is misleading energy. There is it's very interesting, very, very interesting what's coming out. And I kind of suspected that a lot of this would come out now. Yeah, I'm gonna pull a few more cards. I need to get clarity on this integrity and emperor thing, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just focus on that for probably the duration of the video, because I'm very interested, and I need to yeah, just make sure I'm super clear here, so I'm getting you guys what you need, which I normally feel very, very clear. So it's kind of odd to actually have moments where I'm like, that's interesting, like it's a little muddled, or but that in itself is a very important message, I find, is when things don't come out super clearly. Yeah, I find that they are like that for a reason. Yeah, again, I'm getting similar cards even in a different deck, pointing to pointing very much to yeah, to a very difficult time seeing clearly. Yeah. So let's get some clarity. Integrity. Again, there is this revealing of the truth. It's that is very clear. There is a revealing of the truth. And for many of us, it will be very difficult for us to understand. It will feel like, for some, you are in something. It's like being in a body that's not yours. That is an analogy that came up. I have 4 cards here that came out in this deck. The first was the Queen of Wands. I'm going to take these all upright, I decided. Next one was the Hanged Man, or Suspended Person in this deck. The next was the High Priest. And then the last one was the world, of course. So let's read. There is a lot of symbolism in this Queen of Wands with these raspberries, which, you know, kind of give this sort of nod to the pomegranate as well. What's coming up is fruit, the fruit of wisdom, of clarity, that it is coming again. It's very strong that there's clarity coming. And the imagery I'm getting is actually her just pulling it right off, just plucking it right off, and it's a shock, right? It's a clear kind of, you know, not violent necessarily, but it's like a very like, right? It's like totally, it's almost like this disconnection from the illusion that's quick and shocking is what is coming up. This is like the hand of she is symbolizing it's the medicine. This is the medicine. She is like the medicine woman. She is the I'm saying going to happen, because this is now coming as a in that way, is coming up in that way. So this disillusionment is very much the medicine and the antidote. That's why it's so important. And I think that there's a great importance on this aspect of integrity. Being connected and 100%, 200% devoted in your mind and your heart to your values, right? To love, to truth, to kindness and compassion. These are really coming into play in a strong way. And also let's continue actually from there. Suspended person. There's quite a bit coming from this card. One major thing is that there is very much this internal knowing with all of us. We all also hold the seeds of clarity. We all, on some level inside of us energetically, what is coming up as DNA, or on a cellular level, are connected with the truth, or are connected in that way to our clarity. It's like the one inside that knows. And it would be good for all of us to make a strong effort to connect with that place in us. And another thing that's coming out is that might feel very upside down for us. Again, we might feel like we are just not even in our own body. Like it might feel very foreign, this, because there's been so much disillusionment. The High Priest. I believe this would just be the Hierophant in the traditional tarot. The High Priest is coming out here as the higher self, are all of our higher selves. And it is an amalgamation of all of the qualities, all of the seeds, all of those seeds in us that we're talking about here, being bloomed, right? blooming with this, sage is the plant connected with this card. This is the herbal tarot deck. I forgot who made and illustrated it. And so it's very much just speaking to this process, of self-mastery, and to an awakening, and to a great awakening, and the world. It's so clear. It's for everybody. This is for everybody. This is absolutely for everybody. And it's very tied to the emotions, it's to our mastery of our emotions is very much the key. Very, very much the key. I mean, think about it. If nobody got upset with each other, if we all had clarity over our emotions and what they were and where they, came from, think about, just think about, just imagine, even just for a second, how different the world would be, what the world would be, if we all had complete mastery over our emotions. And I think that this integrity bit is so important because it's like this decision, really. It's this decision of between, a decision or the balance between the emotions and our integrity, our integrity to our values, right? Do we let our emotions rule over our actions, allowing our integrity to be pushed to the side? Coming back to the Emperor. Yeah, this is also speaking about being the the Emperor, the one that watches over the lands within us, being that for ourselves and for our emotions, for our emotional bodies as well. Very much feels like a Messiah energy. Vigilant kind of gatekeeper or watcher as well. Yeah, a lot is coming out, justice and prosperity, and a lot of good stuff. What I feel around this card is someone who has very, very difficult decisions to make, or a very important task, a very, very important task. And I'm not, saying that's necessarily Donald Trump, but it's funny that imagery came up. With him, with everything that has been going on, yeah. And I definitely don't want to get political on here at all, but yeah, I think it's really also maybe points to this idea that maybe Biden also is not the answer, which is very much something that I align with as well. I was very much not against him either, of him being, in control of things either. But regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there. Yeah, it's very, very interesting what just came out, especially just in light of everything going on. I hope that there was enough advice here. Yeah, again, if you have any questions or would like me to go deeper a little bit, leave it in the comments. If it's something substantial or more personal for you, we can totally have a private session. Yeah, I would love to hear what you guys think about the videos and stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me today and for all this love and support. I really appreciate it. Again, if you do resonate or want to support me, feel free to like the video and subscribe to our channel here. Check out the Instagram as well, Brother Earth Healing. And yeah, I hope everybody is happy and healthy and safe, and so much love to you all. Yeah, until next time, many, many blessings to you.